All right, there we go. Hey guys, as always, and thanks for stopping by. Yesterday we talked about counterinsurgency, how you and I are in many ways going against maybe the major push in our culture, going against the flow. And we have become and are becoming more and more counterinsurgents to what is out there. And I want to give you 5 ways that I see that you can make a difference in your community. I get asked all the time from folks, Johnny, what can I do on the local level in my day-to-day life? I'm going to give you 5. This is an incomplete list. So what did I miss? What would you add to a top 5, or what would 6 through 10 be? Let me know what you think as we go along. And if you have a comment about these 5 as well, I would love to hear that. This should be a good discussion. Like, of all days this week, this should be a good one down below. I'm excited about this. So buckle up, here we go. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by my friends over at ACRE Gold. It's the easier, more affordable way to buy gold. You subscribe to ACRE Gold, and each month your gold grows. Now, when you hit the price of an ACRE Gold bar, they discreetly ship to your door. It's that easy. So start investing today. When you head over to getacregold.com, to those folks, a big thank you. And to each of y'all, thank y'all. Really thank y'all for that. Yesterday's video, like 5 seconds into the video, we had 2 thumbs down, and that's kind of fun as well. Like, I don't know what you have to complain about in 2 seconds, but I kind of agree with you. That was a stinking 2 seconds there. Thank y'all for those thumbs up. Y'all crush it all the time. I do enjoy doing this, and I've gotten some good emails in this week, so thank y'all for that. A lot of folks being just being cool, being nice, having good conversations. So thanks for that as well. All right, yesterday we talked about this, and the idea came out of that Tim Pool idea, and what he's been stirring on is that we at this point are counterinsurgents, that we are pushing that hard. And I want to say clearly that, and this is from yesterday's conversation, it's not political. This is not a political conversation. We're not fighting against the Dems, although we are fighting against communists and progressives, primarily communists. That is part of what we do, a big part of what we do, and it's part of what I do. But we're also fighting against culture. So today is about pushing back against the culture in our day-to-day lives. Now, to say that we're counterculture would imply that we're the minority. I don't believe so. I believe that Middle America is in the flyover states, and really the cultural values and identity of who we are as Americans in those flyover states, and not just in the flyover states, but the overall idea that we are the majority, but we don't own the microphones. Yes, there's some new media, and that's fantastic. But most of us probably believe, or most of America probably believes what they see on TV more than they believe things that, like, I would say or you would believe, because we don't own the microphones. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I'm not presupposing that we're the minority. I'm presupposing that we have a small voice and a quiet voice, and at this point our culture is pushing. Also, imagine about 100 years from now. 100 years from now. It's not that long. It's a blink. Pow. Everything on planet Earth will be held, run, managed, and like controlled by people that aren't even born yet. The pyramids of Egypt will be under the care. Every artifact, Eric Clapton's guitar will be under somebody's care that's not even born yet. The Grand Canyon, everything from DC to our regular home. So we're going to be gone, bang, that quick. I'm not being morbid here. I'm just saying we're going to be gone. And what do we pass on to those folks? And I'm not big on, like, we need to pass on to the next generation. But at some point, we are losing a battle. We're on a slippery slope. And I think if we hang on, I think America is worth saving. Again, it's not political. We don't own the media. I do believe we are cultural, and I also want to say clearly that I think that is the important part because of this of new media. And what we're doing here I think is super important, and some really, like, there's a lot of good things going on, not just on YouTube, but in podcasts and all over on the internet and the .com side. Right now we have what I believe is there is a change and a shift. If you didn't see yesterday, it's a generation that's been raised on Call of Duty that are upset on some level of the folks that allowed all of this to happen. The 20,000 freedom laws, those laws about those things that are on the books. And there is a whole generation that has allowed that to happen. And folks today are upset about it. And I also believe we have a normalization of self-protection. And I really like that. I want to highlight right now, we have an ongoing normalization of protecting ourselves. So there's some good things going on and some challenges. Let me give you 5 things right now that we, as the caretakers right now of the Constitution, right now it's our time, and we are caretakers of the Constitution and freedoms, and we're the one that are trying to protect the idea of the First Amendment, the freedoms to be able to say what we want, when we want, and how we want, and to have the freedoms of speech to criticize and go against tyranny. And I think that's fantastic. So as keepers, I'm fired up if you can't tell, as keepers of the Constitution, what can we do? It's an incomplete list. Number 5, I want to say this. Number 5, don't be a Punisher Skull sheepdog tactical weirdo. Okay, I'm trying to be snarky too, but don't. I'm not against Punisher Skulls. If you want to have a Punisher Skull, have yourself a good time. You can mole on lave all you want to, and that's fine. But I'm talking about an individual that is inaccessible to the average person. Those guys that walk into convenience stores strapped up and ARs on their back and just, I'm the sheepdog and I'm here to protect you. I'm not talking about the idea of a sheepdog. I'm talking about trying to be tactical weirdo. That's all I'm saying. Number 5, don't be tactical weirdo, dude. You are weirding people off and making us look like weirdos. All right, we're all weird on some level. I get it. But that Punisher guy, y'all know who I am talking about. I'm going to be editing today's video. I'm sure I'll have something right here. I haven't looked for it yet, but I'll find something on the internet to put here to show you what I'm talking about. I found that. Thanks, Google. Actually, you should be on DuckDuckGo. Google works pretty good sometimes too. Number 4, talk. Just talk to people. I'm not talking about, well, I feel like I'm an apologist on many levels. I hope so. I hope I'm a 2A apologist. But I'm not some big proselytizer, like not nonstop, but I do talk to people. When folks ask me about what I do, I love talking about these things. I like talking about 911. The average wait time, if there's a bump in the night, somebody banging on your door, somebody coming in the house, breaking in a window, you got 14 to 21 minutes, somewhere in there. Some places you're down into 10 minutes, 11 minutes. It's going to be a rare situation where you have the popo in your house in under 10 minutes. Now what do? I like talking about those 10 minutes. I really do. It's a very rare situation. The average break-in is at 2 in the afternoon, but it is something we all think about. Everybody should, most people do, maybe not in rural areas, but they lock their doors at night. So they know, everybody you talk to knows. So just talk to them. I like talking to 911. I think that's a great one. Who you're going to call. I also like talking about taking personal responsibility for our family's protection, our own protection. And I think it's important. I think it's an easy first step to talk to people. I've had people come to me in the last year and go, Johnny, you really got me thinking when you told me I've got 15 minutes to wait. What do? I think that's a nice first step. You may have better first steps and better ways to have fun conversations just with strangers or coworkers or people that aren't super into this. Number 3, just stop it with the statistics. Like seriously, stop it. I don't think it's just white guys, but white guys love them some statistics. Like seriously love them some middle-aged white dudes. Love stuff. Well, actually, did you know you're more likely to? No, but like you've got to do better. We need to do better than just banging around with statistics. I like knowing the data. I chase data more than the average bear. A whole lot I'm chasing data. But I think we need to stop with those statistics and meet people where they're at and just be normal and be fun to be around and be maybe interesting and be accessible. That's a good word for the day. Accessible. Number 2, shoot. As in go to the range and shoot all the time, regularly and safely. And I want to be very serious about that. Not just regular, but also safe. I think we as ambassadors for the 2A community, we need to shoot a lot. Now, Johnny, ammo is expensive. I know. That's why we go, I'll do drills sometimes with 1 round, pop, pow. 1 round, bam, pow. Or hit the 22, or do something that's a little hard. If you've got room, put something way, like 200 yards away, like a big balloon or something, or a 2-liter, and then just have fun trying to get it really slowly and really methodically. Whatever works for you, shoot. I think we need to be shooting. The average person does less than 50 rounds a year. The average AR has less than 50 rounds through it in its entire lifetime. 50 rounds in its lifetime. We need to shoot. And that is part of protecting ourselves. Now, as a pause before we get to number 1, I want to say very clearly, and there's some people have already typed this away, that what we're doing here and this keeper of the Constitution and the Second Amendment is not at all about self-protection. It's about fighting tyranny and protecting the government from protecting ourselves from allowing the government to take our freedoms. That's really what it's all about. But I think a great step is also to shoot regularly and also self-protect. So I want to say really clearly that was one thing I needed to hammer home. I know what the Constitution's about. I think so do y'all. And my number one reason or way that we can impact this culture and make a difference is take a new shooter to the range, brand new shooter or a young shooter, maybe a kid, and be accessible. The other thing, and it's not limited to these guys, but middle-aged white guys, we love giving all the information out. Now, hold stand like this, and get the Weaver stance, and get like this, and get like this. And no, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. There are videos on YouTube of folks taking new shooters to the range, and they're so inaccessible, they make me want to quit instantly. I mean, just fussing at them. No, you're wrong. No, let me explain to you what blowback design is. How about just be safe and let them experience something fun? You don't take out something crazy. Take a .22, sit the target up really close, and let them have fun. New shooters want to see. Buy some of those targets that change colors when you hit them. Let them hit a pop bottle. That's fun. Go buy a 6-pack of cheap soda, sit it out there, and let them take shots at it until it explodes. Something that's enjoyable, but also very, very safe. They need to, perception is reality. They need to feel safe. You may be being safe, but you're slamming stuff around and doing things, popping and racking slides, and it doesn't feel safe to them, hitting steel. They need to feel very confident and safe when they go to the range the first time. One of the employees at Shall Not Comply, up until a few weeks ago, had never fired a gun. And that has now been taken care of. That individual now owns a belt, a holster, a range bag, ear pro, eye pro, ammo, and their own Rudy Tooty. And their CCW is now been submitted to the state of Tennessee. I think that is one of the coolest things that I've gotten to do this year. And I think that matters. Like, I get to talk to over 100,000 people a week. Like, when you total all this up, I mean, it's a lot. And that's really cool. That's great. I mean, wow. But I think taking somebody and letting them take their own responsibility for protecting themselves into their hand matters even more. Now, that's grassroots. 5 things that you can do. What did I miss? You let me know. That one from my cold, dead hands. Bye.